The heart of the downtown East Side beating with joy and passion today on National Indigenous Peoples Day, as the neighbourhood event celebrating Indigenous people in Canada works to outdo itself for another year.
Yeah, it's important to have this event here in the downtown East Side because we have a large population of Indigenous people who live here. They're not the majority, but there's a large portion. But also, there's a negative stigma here in the downtown East Side that gets portrayed way too often. But what doesn't get portrayed is the sense of community that people have here. People take care of each other here in the downtown East Side.
Happy Aboriginal Day!
I look at these community gatherings as a part of us reconnecting not only with each other, but reaffirming our rights and reaffirming our ability to assemble and gather and celebrate our culture.
Today's celebration of Indigenous heritage and culture does stand in the shadow of some legislation recently passed at the House of Commons on Friday that, in part, would help fast-track infrastructure projects across Canada. BC has also passed similar legislation recently. And the concern here is that both levels of government would use these laws to steamroll Indigenous rights. Artists have long pointed the brush at the powers that be, and Haida artist Tamara Bell says Indigenous people and Canadians both end up worse because of the new federal legislation, also known as Bill C-5.
Basically, it makes Canadians bystanders like Indigenous people have been for a really long time in this country. And what it does is it puts them in the position of not having a voice when it comes to legislation or rules and laws around the environment.
The Liberals passed Bill C-5 in the House of Commons with support from the Conservatives, giving the government sweeping powers to approve major projects deemed to be in the national interest. In BC, the government passed a similar bill called the Infrastructure Projects Act, which also allows for fast-tracking major projects seen as, quote, provincially significant.
I feel like this legislation, the dark cloud of it, hangs over all Indigenous people in Canada, and I feel like it's going to not only dampen the work that we've been doing for like hundreds of years, it's taking away the voice of all Canadians and Indigenous people.
Despite the legal battles that lawyers suggest may come because of these new laws, here on the downtown East Side today, it's all about feelings of joy, and like the beating of a drum, strength and resolve for what Indigenous peoples face next. In Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.